Yeah. I think I just, when I said that, I think mental health is a super important thing to me. It really is. I've been really trying to take care of my mental health probably for the last 5 years or so, and I'm really thankful that I had some unbelievable teammates around me in Toronto that I was able to talk to, express myself. Again, like I said, my family, my brother, my mom, dad, my wife. There was some really dark moments there that, the thought of playing hockey was, really tough, honestly, in a lot of ways.
One of hockey's biggest stars just revealed a side of his life that fans never knew existed. Behind the goals, the highlights, and the fame was a struggle that stayed hidden for years. Now, after finally breaking his silence, Mitch Marner's story is changing the way fans see him. And what happened behind the scenes is far more surprising than anyone imagined. Mitch Marner has been one of the NHL's brightest stars for years. Fans know him for his incredible skill, quick passes, and ability to create exciting moments on the ice. Since joining the Toronto Maple Leafs, he became one of the most important players on the team. Many people believed he would help lead Toronto back to championship glory. But being a superstar in Toronto comes with a price. The Maple Leafs have one of the biggest fan bases in hockey. Every game is watched closely. Every mistake is talked about. Every playoff loss becomes a major story. For years, Marner lived under that spotlight. At first, everything seemed to be going well. Marner quickly became one of the NHL's top playmakers. He earned big contracts, made all-star appearances, and became a fan favorite. From the outside, it looked like he was living the dream that every young hockey player wants. But things began to change when the Maple Leafs struggled in the playoffs. Year after year, the team fell short of expectations. Fans wanted answers. Many people started looking for someone to blame. Because Marner was one of the team's biggest stars, much of that attention landed on him. The criticism became louder after every playoff disappointment. Sports shows talked about his performances. Social media is filled with comments from angry fans. Headlines questioned whether he could help Toronto win when it mattered most. The pressure never seemed to stop. For many fans, these comments might seem like part of sports. But for players, the impact can be very real. Recently, Marner opened up about what he described as dark times during his final years in Toronto. His comments shocked many people around the hockey world. Marner explained that there were moments when the pressure became overwhelming. Instead of simply enjoying hockey, he found himself dealing with stress from outside the rink. The constant criticism started affecting how he felt about the game he had loved since childhood. Then came a major change in Marner's life. After leaving Toronto and joining the Vegas Golden Knights, he entered a completely different environment. It was a fresh start, a new city, new teammates, and most importantly, a chance to move forward. According to Marner, that fresh start helped him in a big way. He said playing in Vegas allowed him to release some of the stress and pressure he had been carrying. Instead of focusing on criticism, he could focus on the game itself. The change was noticeable. Fans and analysts saw a player who looked more relaxed and confident. Marner seemed to be enjoying hockey again. The excitement that helped make him a star appeared to return. His teammates in Vegas also played an important role. A supportive locker room can make a huge difference for any player. Marner spoke about feeling welcomed and comfortable in his new surroundings. That support helped him regain confidence. As his story spread, many people began debating a difficult question. Did Marner simply need a change of scenery, or had the pressure in Toronto become too much? Hockey fans everywhere had different opinions, but almost everyone agreed that his comments were powerful. His story also highlighted something bigger than sports. Mental health challenges can affect anyone. It does not matter if someone is a student, a teacher, a worker, or an NHL superstar. Pressure and stress can impact people in ways others cannot always see. That is one reason why Marner's comments connected with so many fans. People recognize parts of their own experiences in his story. They understood what it feels like to face pressure, criticism, or difficult moments while trying to keep moving forward. Today, Mitch Marner remains one of hockey's most talented players, but his recent comments may be remembered for more than his performance on the ice. By speaking honestly about his struggles, he helped start an important conversation. His journey shows that success is not always what it seems from the outside. Even the biggest stars can face challenges behind closed doors. And sometimes, the strongest thing a person can do is speak openly about those struggles. For years, Fans saw Mitch Marner as a hockey superstar. Now they're seeing something else as well, a person who faced difficult moments, found a way to keep going, and chose to share his story with the world. And that may end up being one of the most important things he has ever done.
Craig, there is a lot going on with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Management, coaching, roster. But the one big question is, besides the number one pick overall, what change do the Leafs have to make sure they can turn things around next season?
Something big is happening around the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the hockey world is paying attention. Reports, rumors, and growing talk about major changes are spreading fast. The future of this team may look very different soon. Behind the scenes, important decisions are being discussed, and the next move could send shockwaves across the NHL. The Toronto Maple Leafs are entering one of the most important offseasons the franchise has seen in years. After another disappointing season, the pressure on the organization has reached a new level. Fans expected this team to compete with the best teams in hockey, but once again, the results left many people frustrated. Toronto has never lacked talent. The team has star players, experienced veterans, and one of the most passionate fan bases in sports. Every year begins with hope. Every year brings excitement. But after years of falling short of expectations, many people believe the organization can no longer continue with the same approach. That is why this offseason has become such a major story. Reports suggest that management is carefully examining every part of the roster. While no major moves have been officially announced, the message is clear. The Maple Leafs appear ready to consider significant changes if they believe those changes can improve the team's future. A big reason for the growing attention is the arrival of general manager John Chayka. New leadership often brings new ideas. New ideas often bring difficult decisions. Many fans believe Chayka was brought in to help guide the organization in a different direction after years of frustration. Whenever a new general manager takes over, one question always follows. Will he keep the current roster together, or will he make bold moves to reshape the team? Right now, that question is creating endless discussion among Maple Leafs fans. The answer could determine the future of the franchise. One of the biggest names connected to recent speculation is Morgan Rielly. For many years, Rielly has been one of the faces of the organization. He has been a leader on and off the ice and has earned the respect of teammates and fans alike. His connection to the franchise runs deep. One player who remains central to Toronto's future is Auston Matthews. Reports indicate that Matthews is still viewed as the foundation of the franchise. As one of the league's biggest stars, he remains a key part of the organization's long-term plans. That reality shapes every discussion about the future. If Matthews remains the centerpiece, then management must figure out how to build the strongest possible team around him. That challenge is easier said than done. Winning in today's NHL requires depth, balance, strong defense, reliable goaltending, and smart roster construction. Many fans believe Toronto has reached a critical moment. They have watched talented teams struggle to achieve postseason success. They have seen excitement turn into disappointment. Because of that history, supporters are demanding real progress rather than more promises about future potential. This growing frustration helps explain why every report is receiving so much attention. Fans want proof that management understands the problems. They want to see action. They want confidence that the organization is committed to building a team capable of competing for championships. Beyond individual players, Toronto is also evaluating the overall structure of the roster. Every successful team constantly reviews its strengths and weaknesses. That process includes examining contracts, salary cap space, player development, and long-term planning. The Maple Leafs appear to be doing exactly that. Some hockey analysts believe only minor adjustments are needed. Others believe bigger moves may be necessary. That difference of opinion is part of what makes this story so interesting. Nobody outside the organization knows exactly what management is thinking, which keeps speculation alive. The coaching situation has also become part of the conversation. Whenever a team fails to meet expectations, questions naturally arise about leadership and direction. Fans often wonder whether changes behind the bench could help unlock better results from the players already on the roster. As the offseason continues, every statement from team executives will be closely watched. Every rumor will be discussed. Every report will be analyzed. The spotlight on Toronto is brighter than ever because so many people believe this summer could shape the future of the franchise. What makes this situation especially important is that Toronto still has talented players capable of helping the team succeed. This is not a complete rebuild. Instead, it appears to be an organization searching for the right formula to finally turn talent into lasting success. That search will not be easy. Every move carries risk. A successful decision could improve the roster and strengthen the team's future. A mistake could create new challenges. That is why management must carefully evaluate every option before making any major decision. For now, fans can only watch and wait. The rumors continue, the speculation continues, the conversations continue, but one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The Toronto Maple Leafs appear determined to take a hard look at their future and make decisions they believe will improve the team. Whether those decisions involve roster changes, player movement, coaching adjustments, or something completely unexpected remains to be seen. What is certain is that this offseason has become one of the most important periods in recent franchise history. The pressure is high. The expectations are even higher. Fans are waiting for answers, and the hockey world is watching closely. If the reports and speculation are pointing the right direction, the biggest headline of Toronto's offseason may still be waiting to arrive.
The NHLPA has told the NHL they want to go through with an investigation into Mike Babcock before he can be hired by the Edmonton Oilers. We get the latest Wednesday from our hockey insider Pierre LeBrun. The NHL is moving ahead with its investigation on Mike Babcock and events in Columbus. Darren Dreger adds this: there's no timeline on how quickly this can be carried out. The Oilers are aware of this. Players involved, etc. in 2023 will have to be interviewed. If Babcock were to back out at this stage, a league source says there would be no reason to investigate.
Everything looked finished. The Edmonton Oilers appeared ready to make a major move that could change the future of the franchise. Then, without warning, a new development stopped everyone in their tracks. Suddenly, fans, players, and hockey insiders were all talking about the same thing. What seemed like a simple coaching search has now turned into one of the biggest NHL stories of the offseason. The Edmonton Oilers entered this offseason with one clear goal. They needed to find the right coach to help the team take the next step. After another disappointing end to their season, there was pressure on the organization to make a strong decision. For a while, it looked like the Oilers had found their answer. Reports began linking the team to veteran coach Mike Babcock, a name that hockey fans know very well. Mike Babcock has one of the most successful coaching resumes in NHL history. He won a Stanley Cup with the Detroit Red Wings and spent many years coaching some of the league's biggest stars. His experience, leadership, and history of winning made him an attractive option for a team that wants to compete for a championship right now. For many Oilers fans, the idea made sense. The team has elite talent, and bringing in an experienced coach seemed like a logical move. But then, the story took an unexpected turn. As reports about Edmonton's interest in Babcock continued to spread, the NHL Players Association stepped into the spotlight. Instead of simply allowing the hiring process to move forward, the union reportedly called for a review of Babcock's past controversies before any final decision could be made. Suddenly, what looked like a routine coaching search became one of the biggest stories in hockey. The reason goes back to events that happened during Babcock's short time with the Columbus Blue Jackets. In 2023, concerns were raised by players regarding interactions involving personal phone photos. The situation quickly became a major topic across the league. Soon after, Babcock resigned from his position before coaching a regular season game for Columbus. Even though several years have passed, that controversy has never completely disappeared. The Oilers are not a team that can afford to waste time. They have two of the best players in the world, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Every season that ends without a Stanley Cup creates more pressure on the organization. Fans want results, management wants results, and most importantly, the players want results. That is why this coaching search matters so much. When a team is trying to win a championship, every decision is important. The head coach sets the culture, manages the locker room, and helps guide the team through difficult moments. If the Oilers choose the wrong coach, it could have serious consequences. But if they find the right coach, it could help push the team closer to the championship they have been chasing for years. The NHLPA's reported request for a review has now added another layer of uncertainty. Instead of focusing only on hockey decisions, the conversation has shifted toward trust, leadership, and player relationships. Around the league, many fans and analysts are debating whether bringing Babcock back would be worth the risk. Some supporters believe his experience could be exactly what Edmonton needs. They point to his winning history and his ability to manage talented teams. They argue that successful coaches are difficult to find and that the Oilers should focus on results. Others see the situation very differently. They believe that modern NHL locker rooms require strong communication and strong relationships between coaches and players. For them, any concerns raised by players deserve serious attention. That is one reason why the NHLPA's involvement has become such a major talking point. As the debate continues, Oilers fans have found themselves split into different groups. Some want the organization to move forward with Babcock. Others want Edmonton to look elsewhere and avoid the controversy altogether. No matter which side fans support, one thing is clear. This story is no longer just about hiring a coach. It is about the direction of the entire franchise. For now, many questions remain unanswered. Will the Oilers continue pursuing Mike Babcock? Will concerns from the past affect the final decision? And how will players inside the organization view whatever choice management ultimately makes? The answers could shape Edmonton's future for years to come. What seemed like a simple coaching search has turned into one of the biggest offseason stories in hockey. The spotlight is now firmly on the Oilers, and every move they make will be watched closely. The next decision could bring stability, create more controversy, or completely change the path of the franchise. And until that decision arrives, the uncertainty surrounding Edmonton's coaching search is only getting bigger.
And when you give Mitch Marner of the world and Eichel all that much time, they're going to make you pay, and they did in the second period.
My goodness, Mitchy Marner magic. That's it, Leaves. Let's go to break.
That's the comment.
Let's go to break.
That's
I'm done.
It's the fastest hat trick in Stanley Cup final history. Marner gets the hat trick in 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
Amazing.
In the Stanley Cup final.
Unbelievable, actually. One of the greatest performances, one of the greatest periods in Stanley Cup final history for sure. But you can't give Marner that much time. He had ice all over. I don't know what happened to Carolina.
A performance so incredible just changed the way hockey fans look at Mitch Marner forever. Records fell, history was made, and one superstar delivered when the pressure was at its highest. What happened on the biggest stage in hockey has everyone talking, and the full impact of this historic night is only starting to be understood. Mitch Marner has always been known as one of the most talented players in the NHL. Fans have praised his skill, vision, and ability to create big plays. But in Stanley Cup Final Game 3, Marner did something far bigger than score goals. He delivered a historic performance that may become one of the defining moments of his entire career. On the biggest stage in hockey, with millions of fans watching, Marner stepped onto the ice carrying high expectations. The Stanley Cup Final is where careers are remembered. It is where legends are created. Every shift matters. Every mistake is noticed. Every great moment becomes part of hockey history. And on this night, Mitch Marner gave fans a moment they may never forget. For years, Marner has been one of the NHL's most productive players. He has collected points, helped his teams win games, and earned the respect of teammates and opponents throughout the league. But like many star players, he has also faced criticism. Some people wondered if he could deliver his very best when the pressure reached its highest level. Those questions became louder every time the playoffs arrived. Fans wanted to see Marner take over games. They wanted to see him dominate on the sport's biggest stage. They wanted to see the type of performance that would instantly become part of NHL history. That is exactly what happened. From the beginning of Game 3, Marner looked different. His confidence was obvious. His energy was high. Every time he touched the puck, it felt like something exciting might happen. Opposing defenders struggled to contain him, and his teammates seemed to feed off the energy he brought to the ice. Then came the moment that changed everything. Marner completed a historic hat trick and officially set a new Stanley Cup final record. His 3 goals came faster than any hat trick ever recorded in Stanley Cup final history. Think about how incredible that is. Generations of hockey legends have played in the final. Hall of Fame players have competed on this stage. Yet, it was Mitch Marner who found a way to accomplish something nobody else had ever done. That achievement immediately captured the attention of the hockey world. Fans flooded social media with reactions. Analysts discussed the record on television. Former players praised the performance. Everywhere hockey was being talked about, Mitch Marner's name was at the center of the conversation. When star players perform at their highest level, teammates gain confidence. Energy